You are listening to It Came From the Radio. I'm here with the CQ Experiment. She's a singer-songwriter. She has a show at Brooklyn Music Kitchen. Am I getting that right?
Brooklyn Music Kitchen, yes.
October 28th. She has a lot of shows coming up, but this is really quick, and I like to make it interesting. You can always look at her show dates on the website. So CQ Experiment back for the second round. Welcome to the show. And could you just right off the bat tell us about your new single, One of Us? What's that about?
Hi, CQ here. Yes, so I just released my new single, One of Us. And it's a special song to me because it's definitely a deep artist battle, um, kind of like branding character versus the real person inside and
Ah,
staying true to your authentic self. But it could have whatever meaning you want, and that's what I love about it. You know, you might think it's like a relationship struggle, but for me, I wrote it as a struggle as an artist. You know, because I felt like I was being pulled in two directions and burning the
mm,
candle at both ends, which the visual portrays, just like a rope with fire burning. And, eventually you're just tired of being this character. And so
mm,
you have this path to choose. And I felt like I had to choose this path um, to be true to myself. And so that's
mm.
kind of what it is. Yeah.
Could you just
So,
tell us real simply, like, what are the two places you were being pulled to?
yeah. So it was very like, you have to be this character and it's this hair
Ah,
color and this style and this done up and the wigs and just being this outward personality all the time. And
right,
as a creative, for me, I just want to be creating and I want to make that magic and make that music. And then it's like all this other stuff comes along with being an artist. And it's just
right.
sometimes like walking backwards, it just
Yeah,
feels a little bit, like a little fake, and
right,
forced.
right, right. Well, you have depth, you have things to say. So when you don't have depth and it's all about the outside, it's probably a lot easier to just spend all your time decorating the outside. But,
Yes.
as a deep singer where the words matter, yeah, I can see that coming into play. But I was thinking in the shower about the future of celebrity. And I guess I'm going to go right to the next questions, but I was wondering, okay, we're in 2025, in 2045, in 20 years, let's say 20 years, do you think that we're still going to have this similar culture of celebrity and similar like beauty standards? What do you think is going to happen with that?
Yeah, I think it's in our nature. It's always going
Mhm.
to be something. But, my mom always says this, and I love to repeat it. After the mini skirt gets so short, it has to go to the ankle.
Right.
And it just has to, right? Like we can't take it that far
Yes.
anymore. Everyone gets tired of it. It gets overdone, so
Yeah.
I think we're just always going to be in cycles, and I think we're definitely in a space where in the music scene, people are kind of like trying different things and
Mhm.
kind of sick of what's going on. And I think that's just like the cycle. It's just going to go
Yeah.
around and we're going to have a different type of cycle, different type of look and vibe, and then it'll go back again. But I
Yes,
think
I'm
we're
laughing. I'm
visual,
laughing
like
because I'm wearing my mom's shirt and it's a sweater up to here. And as my younger
yes.
self, I used to wear more revealing stuff, and I have roles where I have to wear more revealing stuff, but I'm basically dressed like covered up to the ankles because it's just like, that's how humans are. You would go from one end of the spectrum to the other, and it's like, I don't
Yeah.
even wear like a V-neck out in public. I'm wearing a shirt underneath the V-neck, underneath a turtleneck. All right, so your songwriting and your composing process. Here, I'll just give you an example so you can answer this question in a way that's relatable for the audience. So you can say, okay, this is my process, but let's say, I don't know, you're like me and you come up with songs in your kitchen or late at night, eating and lentils and rice got me feeling nice. Lentils and rice. So I write it down. So let's say like things come to you, like what
Definitely.
would you do after all you have is this lentils and rice? Got me feeling nice. That's all you got. What do you do from there? What's the process?
Lentils and rice. Like the remix.
Right.
No, I mean I'm like when you said the shower ideas too, like that's for me my most relaxed state, like if I come out of the shower and put on a track that I need to write to, that's the ideas, like it's like this non-pressure environment and it just flows, like I always like to say honor your regurgitation. And I'm pretty sure I got that from Gaga, my spirit animal. But yeah, like if it blurbs out of your mouth, you kind of got to go with that and just
Right.
like edit, tweak, whatever. So I always try to go with that when I'm writing. I don't even know sometimes where it comes from. I just am freestyling and it's like not even like full words or sentences, and then all of a sudden
Yeah.
words and sentences will just start coming out and melodies are coming out.
Right.
It's typically melody first for me, and then it's like you hit on something and then you're like, ooh, that's my topic. And then you kind of go in and edit it and perfect everything and make sure your rhymes are there and everything. But for me it's just this regurgitation that I start with.
So you feel more of the sound first before the lyrics, or you think the lyrics hit first, or is it a mishmash?
It's a mishmash, but definitely melody first for me. Yeah, because I feel like if you have a good melody, you know it's like you could just be singing the alphabet and it'll sound great.
Yeah, you're kind of right. Like, edit, edit, let's get it. Oh, my sounds are
Yeah,
so
so then it's
good.
like, all
Yeah,
right, all
I'll
we have to do is put a
bet a
story to
thousand
this.
dollars. And I was thinking of Lady Gaga in her meat dress. So it's interesting that you mentioned her. I mean, she's not that rare, so I'm not going to say, oh, this is a crazy synchronicity. But I'm like, oh, she doesn't want to dress up in a meat dress. You don't want to keep this going for the next 30 years of your career. Is that the aesthetic? All right, so venues, favorite, least favorite venues to perform at.
You know what? I always hate crappy sound, so let's put that out there. If the
Okay, okay,
venue
yeah.
the venue could be amazing. If they have crappy sound, it sucks,
Yeah.
it's a nightmare. But like aside from that, big stage. I want a big stage. I want a strut. I want Fashion Week stage where models are running down the runway. Like those have been my
Oh,
favorites. Get some dancers in there and I just get to strut all the way to the foot. Like
I like
I want
that.
space.
Would you like to sing at a fashion show? And if you did do a fashion show, let me just preface this. I don't, you probably know this by now, but either as a model since sixth grade, I'm 41, there are all types of fashion shows. There's a lot of fashion shows that are really just
Hmm.
embarrassing. I don't want to say 90%, but it's a really high percentage. And I love that because I love just laughing. But I'd say a very small portion is actually like serious and respectable. And I look at you as like a serious, respectable artist that isn't doing like tomfoolery, BS,
Yeah.
crazy mockery stuff like I'm doing. I live for mockery. I literally could wake up and like I'm not a coke addict or I am a coffee addict, but I could just mm, satire, mockery, don't care about being taken seriously. Would
I
you
know. I
want to
live for the
sing?
silliness. I'm with you.
Would you sing for a crazy fashion show with a crazy host and maybe crazy acts and models that shouldn't even be models or with that, like that's what
Yeah.
is going on. So you would do
I
that?
yeah,
You're
I've
okay with
I've been at I guess both. I've been on at a few different versions of that. I've been like very high-end celebrity,
that?
like I attended, but then also I performed at a an indie fashion show, and I've attended indie ones, and some are great. Some are like
Yeah. Oh
really,
yeah, summer is
really
great.
amazing. And I was like, wow, like I didn't expect all of this, and it was great. And then, I've been to some where, it's a little bit of a side eye going on. I'm like, oh, okay.
What about like a
But
Halloween show? Let's say there's like Jason, Freddy Krueger, me just
ooh,
being myself, and all these scary characters roaming around the stage and you singing. What do you think of that?
that sounds like a really good time.
Yeah, if I was your producer, this is what we'd be seeing. We'd have a lot
Can
of
I be
like
Maleficent?
characters. Oh yeah, that's cool. I don't know. Think about that. Think about that. All right,
I
next
have great
question.
Maleficent ears, and I've been busting them out for at least 3 years, so I might switch it up this year. But I love it. I keep like upgrading the outfit every year.
I'm
Yeah.
thinking. I like the way you look right now. No change, no critique. But I don't know. Maleficent would be cool too. So now I'm more motivated to watch shows when you have characters running around. So I'm motivated right now. How do you stay
Hmm.
motivated when you're facing challenges in this ever challenging music industry?
I just keep reframing things. But I think the challenge is to just make music and make yourself happy and
Okay.
not worry about what people are saying you should do, or the industry is calling for this type of song and the industry is looking for this, the industry, nah, nah, nah. No, because you get caught in that. And while it's good to have a skill to be able to bend,
Hmm.
like a painter, oh, can you draw my dog? Okay, cool. Yes. Like it's cool
Right.
to like be able to execute that, but I think for happiness, I'm finding more happiness just performing at local venues. I'll always want my originals to be heard. That's why I'm a
Hmm.
writer. I want to be heard. But I have the freedom of just performing even cover songs and getting people dancing and having a good time is also really fulfilling, I find. And nobody told me that in the industry. So, yes.
Oh,
So you can just keep reframing your love for music in many different ways and find happiness and freedom in that way.
right. Now I'm just thinking of you bringing joy to people when you're actually at the venues. You didn't really think about that when you got into music, of like the
No,
group
I felt like I always
action.
thought like, oh, I want to inspire someone through an original song because
Right.
I would be inspired by an original song, the words, the feelings that, a song that makes you cry, it's like if you could or even make you happy, if you could inspire someone for 3 minutes, that's
Right.
great because me growing up, like those 3 minutes were so powerful. And I always was in that direction. And it's one of those things that you find that until you do it, you're like, oh wow, like that felt really nice to have someone just be like dancing around, like, I was having a bad night and now I'm having a
Yeah.
great time, and that's big too.
Yeah, yeah. I met you when I had four wisdom teeth pulled out of my head like days before, and I agreed to judge the singing competition as a comedy character who's nuts. So luckily, I was able to have my holes were bleeding from my head, but I was watching you and the other singers, and it was really fun. It was a really fun event where I got to laugh and enjoy and see like, wow, we have such a talent that's like up there. I think I compared you to Amy Mann. I forget. It was a long time ago, but
Yeah, that does
yeah, it,
sound
it
like
was
something you
cool.
said.
You
Yeah,
create a good energy in the vibe and the place. Now we'll have to follow up for another interview. I said this
for
last time and it
sure.
happened. But we're at the very end. So please tell us where to find you. We have the October 28th show. Where else? Just tell us your final socials, any dates to look out for you.
So you can find me at the CQ Experiment on all the social media platforms. My website, thecqexperiment.com. And I perform locally, so you can check out my schedule. The big show for my originals is October 28th at the Brooklyn Music Kitchen.
I,
And that's also turning into a costume party because it's October 28th. So it's
I,
going to be really fun. There might be Maleficent ears. I don't know. You have to come and find out. Tickets are in the bio.
I,
And just yeah, just head to my page and see what's happening next and stream one of us. It's everywhere. And add it to your playlist and love it.
all right. VCQ experiment, you just type that in, you'll find things. It's like a poppy sound. It's a nice, I think it would say like universally, well, nothing's universally appealing, but why don't you just go check her out? You don't have to listen to my synopsis. And on that note,
Yes.
back to Mark Torres in the studio from where it came from the radio. See you later.